Hello and welcome to my beautiful vibrant souls who are attracted to today's reading. So I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I went into this reading with an intention to focus on one thing, and then while I was shuffling out all your cards, Spirit's like, nope, we're gonna do a different type of reading. So we're going with it today. So today's topic that Spirit really wanted me to focus on was, what do they want to say to you? And I feel for a lot of you, this is going to talk about something where there's a lot of strained communication, or maybe this person, you and this person have straight up disconnected. That certainly doesn't have to be the case. This also could be, used for any type of relationship in your life where maybe there's something that, this person is struggling to communicate to you. They have emotions that have gone, gone unvoiced, so to speak, or, something like that. This also could refer to if there's a loved one who has crossed over and you kind of wish, you'd gotten the chance to have a certain conversation before that happened. This can cover that. I'll just kind of leave it open. It'll be specific group by group. Like I said, it doesn't just have to focus on a romantic relationship. This could be a friendship, a family relationship. This could be from a mentor in your life. Well, whatever type of relationship it is that you really need some answers, clarity, and closure about. So we have three options to choose from today. We have option 1, option 2, and option 3. So really hone in, meditate on your person's energy, on the situation at hand, and then select the group that kind of best resonates with that energy. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. When you are ready, you can head down to the description box. That's where the timestamps are, and it will lead you to your selected choice. Yeah, so with that, I think I'm going to get started with group 1. Hello, group 1. So I'm not gonna lie, I started doing this recording and then for some reason my camera just shut itself off. So I have seen a couple of the cards. I try not to look at them so we can discover them together. I did see your first few cards, but I will repeat what I said in the channeled information the first time around. Excuse me. Which is that I feel like you and this person are not really in communication right now. It feels very strained, if anything. So maybe because, this is the second time around, maybe there's something where it's coming back around for you. And it doesn't feel like there's a lot of, anger, animosity, or, negative vibrational emotions. It's just I kind of get the feeling that in communicating with one another about what you feel and what's important to you, and especially trying to negotiate how to meet each other's needs, it's like you guys talk past each other, if that makes sense. And not talking over each other, talking past each other, right? And the analogy I always give with this type of concept is imagine you're watching fireworks with somebody and you're really focused on how loud the fireworks are, and then they're really focused on the colors of the fireworks. You're talking about the same thing, but you're just focused on different points, right? If that makes sense. And this is kind of what it feels like. It feels like there is a situation, maybe a falling out, where you guys were both trying to communicate something that held emotional weight and value to you, and you're focused on different points. And I feel like there's a lot of frustration in trying to get each other to understand. But I do feel like the desire is there and equal on both sides to understand each other. So yeah, that's kind of what I was picking up on. But let us look at your cards. So we have this beautiful moth orchid card with communication. Haha. Listen and speak with greater care. Yeah, I thought that was so interesting when that came out. I'm yeah, that's exactly what I meant. So I'm gonna try, I think I'd like to get all your cards out on the board first, and then we can kind of talk about it. So you have card 18 that reduces to a 9. This is the citrine card that reflects the energy of the sun, and the key word here is clarity. I'm hoping you guys can see that. I know there's a little bit of glare. I do apologize for that. Also, I'm sorry if the cards aren't totally even. I'm terrible at that. I'm really trying to get better about it. Oh, yeah, you guys have pain. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I almost said that makes out because I was going to say that checks out. That makes sense. That makes out. Okay, so let's see what you got for your tarot. You have, excuse me, the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Well, can you guys see that? I want to make sure because the cards are so beautiful. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, and I'm obsessed. You have, oh, okay, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, and, whoa, and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. All right, I see. Okay, so this could absolutely be a work situation where you're just not getting along with like a boss or a colleague or possibly a business partner. I could also see this being a family relationship between siblings because we do have 2 Pentacles court cards, but there is an age difference here. It does not have to be. We have all earth energy over here. So this would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could be you, could be the other person, and could talk about an important time frame. So we are currently, at the time I'm filming this, in Capricorn season. Now this is a timeless reading, but something worth mentioning. We do also have the sun energy here, so you could be dealing with a Leo. Excuse me. So the biggest thing I'm kind of getting here is that I almost look at this planet in the background. It's like Jupiter. I feel like there is a spiritual connection here. I feel like you guys kind of came into each other's lives sort of by chance, even if it doesn't seem like it. Like if you guys are siblings, I feel like, you know, you get put together, you get paired together, or, you know, you end up in the same place at the same time. And I feel like you have a lot of similarities. You might have a similar work ethic. You're very, like, both very hard workers. You might have a shared hobby, skill, or passion as well. You could work in the same field. Excuse me. But this feels like something where it started really well with this Page of Pentacles, but it's had trouble progressing, or it's like there was, excuse me, there was this potential for this very long, prosperous journey where you guys were going to be building a lot together, and I feel like something got halted in its tracks. And what I feel like, sorry if you could hear the door moving, I live in an old house and it's very windy here. So I feel like something kind of got halted in its tracks. You may have known this person since childhood, and then you kind of, you know, in young adulthood sort of went your separate ways as well. But I do feel like both of you, this is really painful because both of you really do want to work on this. Both of you want to work together and accomplish something, really build something together. But there's this lack of clarity. And I feel like, excuse me, what this person would say to you if they could is that something about the situation that unfolded between the two of you really hurt them. I think this person is a lot more sensitive than they want you to know. So they might seem like they're, you know, really serious, really stoic, really like grounded, down to earth, hardworking, and that's a part of their personality. But I do feel like they have this like sensitivity as well, or there's something where it's like their work, their passions, their, you know, their skill sets. It is something that they, you know, they might be a little bit of a workaholic. It's something they pour a lot into and they're good at, but it's not just what they do, it's part of who they are. There's something here where they have a lot more emotion invested in the situation than they let on. If this is a relationship, I think they might have they may have wanted to move really, really slowly. There could be a debate about timing here, about how quickly to move this relationship. And so, you know, if they weren't moving fast enough for you, this could be kind of a thing where you're like, well, do you even like me? Or like, you know, what are we doing here? And it's just that I think whatever happened, it actually hurt their feelings a lot more than they want you to know. And I think that's why, especially if you guys were really struggling to communicate, that's what they were trying to communicate without saying it, which is not easy to interpret. And I'm also drawn to the fact that it's a moth orchid, just because moths, excuse me, where butterflies are associated with the sun, moths are always associated with the moon, right? They're very psychic. So I feel like you and this person like can share energy really well. And I think this person just kind of naturally assumed, because you intuitively understand each other to a certain extent, that you would understand where they were coming from without them having to communicate it, which is, you know, even if that's true, they still need to like put it out there in words. Excuse me. But this person, I feel like this person, it's kind of this energy of like, it was so promising, it was so good, I don't know how it ended up in this situation, right? So whether you're still in communication with this person and it's just become really strained, or whether you've like outright disconnected, or I could also see you guys being very far away from each other in terms of distance, and that puts a strain on the connection. What this person wants you to know more than anything else is that they really want to be able to communicate with you openly. They're in a lot more pain about whatever has occurred here, or whatever, what I'm hearing is whatever issues remain unsolved in this situation, there's a lot of pain behind it. And that might be what's really keeping them from communicating effectively, because I don't think that they're super comfortable talking about their more vulnerable emotions. But they do want you to know that they really do care. They see a lot of potential, and just the way things unfolded was like really emotionally triggering for them. And it, like, the way things unfolded emotionally triggered them, and it's not like necessary, it's not like your fault, but I feel like they have, like I said, it's like what something here meant a lot more to them than they let on. Especially with citrine here too, and all the pentacles, this really could be about work, or like a collaboration, or a business partner, something like that. So maybe they pitched an idea to you and it was just like you were giving constructive feedback, and they just like closed up, or like starting arguments or something like that. It's because something that happened accidentally hit a pain point, and I don't think they communicated that to you, or communicated it very well. So maybe they lashed out and they started like being really passive aggressive, or maybe they just withdrew and they stopped, like, you know, they stopped really talking to you very much. Something that happened here, it's because they're trying to deal with this pain, and it's very uncomfortable for them. And again, that's not to like excuse, you know, that's not to say you should accept unhealthy behavior, but if you want to know kind of like, what the hell, I thought everything was going really well. Because again, I do see this getting off the ground to a good start. I see a lot of work and effort being put in here, but then things kind of falling apart. Things, because the Knight of Pentacles reversed to me is like going nowhere fast. You invest a lot into it and it's not moving forward. Yeah, and for some of you too, a very small portion, I feel like if this is somebody that you have been working on something with, whether it's a relationship or a business partnership, something you've been putting a lot of effort into, it might seem like they've lost interest, or they've petered out or stalled out. And what they would tell you if they could is that they're actually kind of experiencing a lot of emotional pain right now. So they may have withdrawn. So it might seem like they just don't really care about the project anymore. You know, maybe they don't, it seems like they don't want to invest in the relationship anymore, whatever this is. Because I'm really drawn into speak with greater care, right? Whatever this is, they're experiencing a lot of emotional pain right now, and I don't feel like they can communicate that to you. But if they could say that, they would want you to know, like, hey, it's not you, it's not personal, but this is kind of what I'm going through. I'm trying to deal with like the internal ups and downs, and I feel like they keep all of this very much internalized, and they don't share it with a lot of people. Like, I'm looking at all the circles right here, and it's like there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of like hidden depth to this that I feel like they don't express. So yeah, I think that's the basic message of what I'm getting. So yeah, to sum it all up, this person wants you to know they really do see a lot of promise in whatever you've invested in together. They wish they could kind of communicate their mental and emotional state to you. And I feel like they're going to be probably trying to reach out, or trying to at least, I don't know if they'll reach out to communicate their feelings, but I do feel like they're going to want to try to mend this bridge a little bit. They're going to try to, or bridge the gap, mend the situation a little bit. And they want to kind of like bring the sunshine back into this, bring that, you know, that clarity, bring that enlightenment, bring that, that drive back into whatever it is that you are creating together. So I think that's everything I have. I hope this has been helpful. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, the link to my shop is in the description box down below. And with that, I'm going to move on to group 2. Hello, group 2. Okay, I haven't looked at any of your cards yet, but the energy for this group feels a little bit lighter, so I really like that, because group 1 was a little bit heavy, and group 3 felt like there's a little bit of gravity to it. I don't know what's in there yet, and I don't know what's in your pile yet, but I was like, okay, this is nice. Like, I'm a little, you can't see me, but I'm like bopping around in my chair. I'm having a good time. So there's something nice here. This feels like there's something to celebrate, but let's take a look at what you have. You have pitcher plant, insight. The answers are there for those who look. Okay. So you might already intuitively kind of know what this person would say to you if they could, but let's get all your cards out because I like doing that. Oh, nice. This is the Uranus Malachite card. This is card 9 with I might be mispronouncing this, eudaimonia. I actually looked this up, and this is when things are like all in harmony together, because I was like, the hell does that word mean? So yeah, because I looked it up because that's what I do. Okay, so we have the void. Sorry, by the way, if they're not even. I really try, but aesthetic is not my strong suit. I'm trying. I feel like I want to go from the top for this one. Ooh, okay. We have the Mystic, which is equivalent to the Hierophant. Look at how gorgeous these cards are. Hang on, I'm trying to, All right, you know what? Done is better than perfect. Oof, okay, the 5 of Swords. So you have 2 5s already. Oh, and the 6 of Cups reversed. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is, excuse me. This is pretty clear. Gosh, where do I even want to start? So first and foremost, I feel like whoever this is you have in mind, there's a soul connection here with the 6 of Cups. You guys may have known each other since childhood or since you were a child. There's also just like a lot of, there's a lot of really light, happy emotions that have unfolded between the two of them, the two of you, which is why I feel like this makes it so hard. I feel like you've been going through this period of time with them lately where you've just been fighting your asses off. And with all the cacti in the background, it's like, even though there's water here, it feels like it's this really weird juxtaposition, even though there's water, right, which always represents our emotions and our intuition in the tarot. So even though there's love here, it's like there's still this kind of desert energy, right? Like there's love here, but it still feels really desolate sometimes because there's a lot of water here and a lot of water here. And normally the 5 of Swords doesn't really have much in the way of water in it. But this is all about fights. This is all about people being kind of petty, people who will lash out in an argument and they'll say some really nasty things just to kind of win in the heat of the moment. And they don't really think about the impact of what they're saying, right? And this is just a lot of challenges. This is just a lot of bickering. This is like, I can't stand the 5 of Swords. It's like my least favorite card. Like, give me the Tower over the 5 of Swords any day. Because it's just like interpersonal conflict and disharmony. And I feel like this has kind of put you guys in this void energy where it's like, you really felt like you knew them, and it's like, these are totally different energies, right? This is sweetness, like that innocence, you know, generosity. It's just like that childlike love, you know, before you realize that love can bite you in the ass kind of a thing. It's nice. It's really nice. And this is just like that love biting you in the ass feeling where, you know, you're just like, you're angry and you're fighting and you're saying things that neither of you would have ever expected you'd say in that situation kind of a thing. Or you just would never expect to hear it from this person. Excuse me. And I feel like it triggered this void energy where it's like, do I even know them? Do they even know me? And what I feel like has been happening as well is that both of you have been kind of growing. These are like spiritual growing pains. And we see this with the Hierophant here as well. Because I also like that there's 2 very different keys. And there's 2 full moons here as well. Right, so full moons are always about completion as well as release. So there were cycles that both of you were working through. I feel like you guys were helping each other solve a karmic cycle. Excuse me. And I feel like this had you guys really in your emotions. Again, the Hierophant's not usually a card that has any water on it, but we have a lot here. So you both have been working through something, and there's been this important lesson that both of you have needed to learn through this. And I see this too with this insight, right? You know, the answers are there for those who look. You both have been going into the void and really looking at some deep part of yourself, especially with the moon here, your emotions and your subconscious, right? Really looking at your patterns and kind of questioning why you do what you do, why you attract the people you attract, why you have the types of relationships you have. And the thing is, I don't feel like this person is like, I don't feel like it's awful and toxic. I just feel like it's like you guys have so much love here and such a long history, so that this period of time has felt kind of like, what the hell is going on? And you know what's interesting? I like we have 2 full moons, and then we also have 2 of the Malachite towers. You guys are both equally going through this together. I forgot to mention as well, we do have Taurus energy with the Hierophant, so one or both of you could be a Taurus or have important Taurus placements. This also could have been brought about by the Taurus full moon eclipse we had a couple of months ago. That might have been where this started. But I feel like you guys have been in this void energy where there's just been power struggles a little bit and a lot of mental conflict over where this relationship is going, or how this is, who this person is to you at a spiritual level, right? So maybe you thought they were a soulmate, possibly a twin, and then you're like having all these fights and you're like, how could I, what the hell is happening here? Is like the feeling. Excuse me. And with the 9 here, you guys are really wrapping up this cycle. It's coming to a close. It's coming to an end. And if this person could say anything, I almost feel like this message comes from their higher self, where it's like, hey, we're doing the work we need to do. This has all been part of the plan, but there's a big shift coming with this Uranus energy, and it's for the better, right? It's that feeling of celebration. You know, I will say for some with the Hierophant, this could speak of a lot more commitment. So if this is a romantic relationship, this could be like marriage. But either way, what I'm definitely seeing with the Hierophant is that you both are kind of like spiritually up leveling a little bit. You both have learned an important spiritual lesson here, and you have this key in the, and because it's like right in the middle of the book, it's like, you know, this key to unlocking the next chapter of your story as individuals and together. I just noticed there's 2 different types of cacti here, right? So they're like going through the same thing, but they're different. There's so much mirroring here. It's really cool. So, you know, if I had to sum it all up, what would this person say to you if they could? I feel like this person would say, I'm sorry we've been fighting so much. I'm sorry we've kind of been in this difficult energy. But hold on to the fact that there is something to be gained from this. There is good coming out of this, and things are about to take a really nice shift toward harmony and toward the positive. I will say with it being Uranus energy, it might be something really unexpected. It might be kind of like a sharp left turn or out of left field. Just like try to stay open, try to stay flexible to what the universe is doing, or like bringing you or working things around in your favor in this situation. But they also would probably say, thank you for going on this journey with me. Thank you for helping me work this out. And thank you for working with me. I appreciate you, and I appreciate our connection. So yeah, I think that's just about everything I have for group 2. Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. Yeah, I think that's just about everything I have for group 2. I think I mentioned this prior, but if you're looking for a personal reading, the link to my shop is in the description box down below. But other than that, I'm wishing you guys the best, brightest, and most beautiful things that life has to offer. I'm going to move on to group 3. Bye, guys. Yeah. Okay. Hello, group 3. First of all, my dog had to come home sick from daycare, so she's a little grumpy. Sorry if you hear her barking momentarily in the background. Okay, so for you guys, groups 1 and 2 were really, really different. I feel like all the groups are really distinctly different today. So for you guys, this feels like it has, like, group 1 was really heavy and group 2 was kind of like a little bit lighter. And for you guys, I feel like there's a lot of gravity to yours, but I don't feel like it's necessarily a bad thing. This kind of feels like this has spiritual weight to it. Yeah. So I'm going to take all your cards out and look at them together because I prefer to do that. And I feel like that's the way to do it today. So we're just going to do it like that. Okay, so what would your person, whoever this may be to you, what would they say to you if they could? So we have Red Rose. Oh, I love that. And this is about courage. Be brave, be strong, believe. I love it. Sorry, by the way, if the cards aren't level. I really try my hardest. It's just not my strong suit. Ooh, okay. All right, I see where we're going here. So this is the trust card. This is 31. That reduces to a 4 in case that's important for you. And we have, you guys are the only ones that got 2 of these cards. And I almost feel like I should leave this one reversed. I don't normally do that with Oracle cards, but we're going to try it. Ooh, okay. So you guys got womb reversed and anxiety. Okay. What's going on, you guys? You okay? Okay. So you guys have the 3 of Swords reversed. Okay. The King of Wands reversed. All right. And the 6 of Wands reversed. Oh, okay. All right. So what I feel like is that there's a situation you both are involved in that has recently seemingly fallen apart. I feel like this is something with the womb energy that you were waiting on for a while. Maybe there were a lot of cycles to this. This could literally speak about pregnancy as well. So this may particularly resonate if you've just experienced a miscarriage, which if that's the case, I'm really, really sorry to hear that. My heart goes out to you. You'll be in my heart, in my thoughts tonight. Excuse me. For some of you, I feel like you want to get pregnant, but there's also a lot of anxiety here. And I feel like there's a lot of fear about failure here. There's a lot of fear of like, excuse me, like, can I be a good parent? Especially too, if you've had a lot of emotional heartbreak and pain in regards to a situation involving like parents, whether these are your own parents or again, you know, maybe you've tried to conceive prior and it just hasn't happened, or you've experienced miscarriage or just something, you know, again, a lot of emotional pain. Because again, we have the shells here too, and this is all about cycles to me. And we have a pearl. And so not only do pearls make me think of, you know, pearls of wisdom, and I've talked about this a million times on this channel, so you guys are probably going to be like, okay, we get it, stop talking about pearls. But for those of you who are unaware, you know, a pearl is formed when an irritant gets inside a mollusk shell, excuse me, and it irritates the soft tissue. And what the mollusk does is it secretes, I might be mispronouncing this, but nacre, it's N-A-C-R-E, and it's that pearly iridescent substance, and they coat the irritant. So it might be like a grain of sand, for example. They coat the irritant, and they just keep doing that over and over and over again until, excuse me, it's no longer irritating the soft tissue, and they create these pearls, right? And so not only is this kind of talking about a situation that we gain wisdom from, but this is a situation where it, like, you know, we come up against a situation over and over and over and over again, or something about it irritates us. It forces us to grow, right? From a place of pain or irritation to the point where we've taken something that started out as a problem, as an irritant, and we've created something beautiful with it. And what your team is really asking you to do, like, to know, is that this is whatever has happened here. There have been many cycles, and I feel like it's been very, very painful. And now all of that is about to serve a purpose. And I feel like you're about to step into a new and more empowered chapter, but there's a lot of fear here of failure. And I feel like this other person is involved. I almost kind of get the feeling for some of you, this is a person who is not currently embodied, and it's like messages from the other side. But whoever this is that you're asking about, they play a key role in this situation. So if this is trying to conceive, for example, this would be like your partner, perhaps. This also could be the spirit of like your child on the other side. This also could be a passed on loved one who is really, you know, who parented you in some important way, right? Who is a good caregiver for you. But there's something here where whatever cycles that you've been in, where there's been a lot of pain, there's been a lot of struggle, it's all been here to serve you. And I do want to mention with the King of Wands, we have masculine fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. It's all been to serve you, right? It's all been to help you grow. And now is the time where whatever this is that you've wanted, now is the time, or very soon, where you are going to be ready for it. Where you are going to be ready to take on all of the challenges, and you are more than capable enough. And this is what this person, this is why I feel like this might be like a spirit guide, or like somebody who's already crossed over, or somebody who's like right there with you for this situation, who's like very much in this situation with you. It's like they want you to know that everything has served a purpose. Everything has served you in this journey. And they want you to know that you are ready for the next steps. You are ready to birth this new chapter of your life into being. And also too, with these two as well, this could really talk about like a business. This could talk about a creative project. It's just like something where you're ready to step into your full power and to find success in doing so. Even if there has been failure in that area in the past, it is now the time. You are now ready in a way that you might not have been prior. And you have what it takes. You have the strength of character, you have the courage, and you have the love to be able to lead with grace and with compassion, and yet with strength at the same time. So whatever this is, you are very much ready for it. And this person, if they could tell you this, would say, go for it. I'm right here with you. It's your time and you've got this. So I think that's just about everything I'm kind of seeing here. I hope this has been helpful. If you're interested in a personal reading, my shop link is in the description box down below. But other than that, I'm wishing you guys the best, the brightest, the most beautiful things that life has to offer. Take care, love bugs. Bye.